was one of the film strips that you would get before seeing Hathaway's Flash in theaters.
Oh shit, gotcha.
Hey y'all.
What's
up, dude? Welcome back.
This particular film strip is actually from Gundam 00 as well, actually. It's the Exia Repair 2 charging at the O Gundam type ACD in the final battle. And that's why I want specifically that one.
Oh shit, your audio's playing back. What the heck?
Mine?
Oh, never mind. It's just my phone. I have your stream open though.
Hello. Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's weird.
Yeah, I was like,
Hey. So we might as well start off the stream. Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah. Hey guys. I think, well, anyway, I don't know. On the pre-show image that was playing there, I thought I had it said there wasn't a mic audio channel, but I don't know, maybe. I was kind of playing around with the settings before we got started. Anyway. Who's there in the Discord now? So, let's see. Jay's there, Mafiu, Silverwolf, you guys are all there. Hey guys. Alright. So hello everyone else as well. So hopefully everything's gonna be looking and working out okay. But yeah, I was having to mess around with some settings and things, so we'll see. Hopefully things are working out. Can you guys hear me in Discord?
Yeah.
Yep, we can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody else can? Who's watching live? I guess they can too. They said they could hear me before we even started the stream. This stream is sponsored by Dad's Root Beer Candy. First off.
Can't say I'm the biggest fan of root beer.
One of the joys of being back in the US that I discovered was not only just root beer, but also root beer candy.
I haven't had root beer candy in a while, but honestly, as far as root beer goes, best stuff is actually one of my local store brands.
Oh, really?
Nice balance of sweet, yet still actually fairly tart. It's definitely got some vanilla in it. And the store itself actually is present in more states than just New York. It's just not very common outside of New York.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, actually, the one thing that I haven't tried too much since being back is that I want to, since I do like root beer and that kind of stuff, those kind of drinks, is like very much cream soda. I know there's like a million different kinds of cream soda. But not really tried much of any yet. I don't know.
Love me some good cream soda.
Just say some other hellos to people in the chat watching live. Some familiar faces there. Lorenz, Reiji, Connor's enjoying the nice midday stream. Yes. Mike is there. And who else? Ramiro. I see a lot of familiar faces. Names anyway. Icons. Yeah, so just to catch everybody up, as we're just getting started, what I'm going to be working on here today is obviously the Kenbu kit. So just kind of to wrap up this past week, just been catching up on all of the HG Kyokai Senki kits. So all those reviews are out, and now I just wanted to build up this kit as well, and then I've got a lot of other stuff. The next review that will be out will be the new Rick Dom kit on YouTube. So anyway, that's what we're working on. And the other voices that are going to be hanging out in the chat today is from my Discord. So if anybody's wondering, there we go. Now we can chat freely. And there's Pink Ghost in the chat I see as well, who is the main contributor for the music that you guys are hearing for the live stream as well. So shout out to them as well.
No, I actually just about last week actually built my first Kyokai Senki kit. and that was the high-grade Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly quite like it. It was a really nice build. It looks really good.
They're really cool. They're nice that they're just different. They're so different.
The only problem I have with Kyokai Senki was I actually watched the first 5 episodes of the anime and then just wound up dropping it because it was so boring.
Have to admit, I've still not watched any yet.
I didn't like it. Well, it's less I didn't like it, more it wasn't really all that entertaining.
I think the show was pretty bland as a whole.
Yeah, the character designs were honestly pretty good. I really liked the mecha designs, and the animation quality was pretty good. It's just the story was bland. I mean, maybe I'll actually finish the first core because the second core actually starts airing this season. They did a split core with it.
Oh, it's a spring or summer?
This season's a spring.
Oh, spring, gotcha.
Oh, hang on.
Starts airing like halfway through April, I think it's scheduled to.
Oh well. The people in the chat are saying that they don't hear music. Is the music not playing? Because it looks like it's playing on my end, but let me see.
Yeah, I don't hear music actually.
Okay, let me see if I can fix that. Might be just that I just need to reconnect it or something. But I mean, like I can see the audio level bar moving, so it looks like it should be playing. So I wonder why it wouldn't be playing.
It has something to do with your recording settings?
I'm sure it does, because like I said, it was. Oh, Michael said, "Oh, the volume is still low." Okay, so that's what. Maybe they just can't hear it because the volume's really low. I'll turn it up. Well, I don't want to, to get the balance quite right, so that people can still hear us. Might turn it up a little bit, but just let me know if you guys like having trouble hearing one way or the other. But anyway, no, I actually thinking back to the different Kyokai Senki kits, I don't know, the Reiki was one that I was probably maybe the most looking forward to, but after building all of them now, might be one of my least favorite ones. I don't know, I was liking the fact that it was looking very different, but after building the kit, it wasn't quite as exciting as I was expecting, maybe, I don't know.
Did you see the new version of it that they announced, the Reiki Kai?
Yeah, I saw the Kai versions. I can't say I'm all that excited about them just because there's like hardly anything different about them.
Fair.
Yeah. Like
honestly, the upcoming Kyokai Senki release I'm most interested in is the Joe Hound. And that's mainly because it looks like a tricked out Aunt from Gundam 00.
I don't know if I saw about that one or not. It doesn't sound familiar, but...
You know what still depresses me about Gundam 00's high grade line? The very first mobile suit they showed on screen never got a model kit.
Oh yeah, right.
And that is the Amph itself. It was the very first one ever shown, and it never got a kit.
Yeah, that does happen. Yeah, the new the Kai. Well, no, I was just gonna say the Kai kits that are coming out basically just have new heads, and that's basically it. So I don't know. If it was a design that I really loved, I would take the opportunity to get another one, just for the new head, I guess. But the kits are fun, but I'm not like that super in love with any of the designs that much that I really want another version with just a different head.
I'm like disappointed with like a lot of the new armaments, I guess. I mean, the Reiki doesn't really give anything new. The Jogan comes with like a really dumb looking big shield and like Gatling. Like I think it's really stupid personally.
Yeah, it's a new weapon.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. And then I saw the Kenbu upgraded and I was just like, I used to watch a lot of Power Rangers as a kid, and so I looked at it. I'm just like, this is like a super mode. Like this is kind of like what it screams to me. Like I'm not like I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah, we'll see. See how they do. And just by the way, in case anyone's wondering, I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, but in case people are wondering about the clear armor on this is the first run version of this kit, which includes clear armor, and later versions, I guess later releases of this are not going to include that, so that's why it's got clear armor. But I'm going to try to switch it at some point, like during the review, so that you guys can see what it looks like with and without the clear armor on it. But just depends on how easily the kit is going to cooperate with me taking the clear armor off. I expect it's probably not going to be that easy to do. It's also got, I don't know if you guys have seen any other reviews or anything of this kit yet, but the metallic stickers that it has are exactly like with the, what's it? Perfect Grade Unleashed RX-72 Gundam. I had the little metallic stickers that are like very thick. So they're meant to look like lights on the kit, basically. It's got the same set just like that.
The Master Grade Lightning Striker actually had those too, the Premium Bandai one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did not know
I've got
that.
it built up, attached to my Strike Rouge, and it came with them in both yellow and red for it.
Yeah, I think they're coming with the new Lindworm as well, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty happy with them. Like, they don't look as cheap as the little, like, peel-on ones, so...
Yeah.
I like definitely. And actually, if you apply them right, they actually look really good, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. It's a good option, because... I mean, if they're just for lights, then they can definitely have a good effect. I've yet to actually use any of them on the kit though. So, we'll see. Make it half and half, Ramiro said. Yeah, I thought about making it just half and half. I guess that would be one way to do it. Like half in clear and half not. So that I guess you guys can see, so yeah, maybe I'll do that. But at least like for me, when I want to see like what the kit is going to look like, I would want to see like what it's going to look like in full. Maybe just my mind is kind of harder to wrap my mind around what the kit looks like properly. Seeing it half and half, I need to see it as a whole. But if you guys think that'd be sufficient to at least see what it looks like, then fair enough. We'll say it does have a lot of detail on the interior parts in a lot of areas. Some areas not that much, but obviously in the areas where they've made clear parts, there's a lot of detail inside. It's not that much easier to actually see it though, just because the part's clear. Like this one. There's not really any detail underneath there, really. This thigh piece though does. Yeah, this is going to be like that. And we can go ahead and put this on here too. These like little white circle bits putting on there are the kind of pieces that once you get in there, there's no way you're ever getting that out without drilling it out from the inside. So that's fun. Something to keep in mind.
I might get that kit. It'd honestly be really cool to display it next to my 86 kits because they're the same scale.
Oh yeah.
Because they're both 1:48 scale.
That does always...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it always kind of throws me off thinking about the the scale of them because I'm just so used to, you know, just the scales for normal Gundam kits. So like, if I don't think about it and just like saying it automatically, be like, oh, it's a 1/100 scale. We were talking about that. What was it? Maybe it was last Friday. We were just hanging out here and talking about the kits with Adam or something, I think it was, and maybe it was during the live stream, maybe that's why I'm remembering it. But I think Adam did that. He mentioned that something about the 100 scale kit. Yeah, we were talking about it because I think I mentioned I was going to live stream, and he was saying 100 scale. I had to correct him, but that happens to me all the time too.
Yeah.
One cool image I took of the Reiki after I finished it was actually it next to one of my Macross model kits, because the high-grade Kyokai Senki kits are the same scale as those, 1:72 scale.
Let's see here. Just checking up on this. What are you working on, Jay?
Oh, I mean, I was just gonna ask, like, are you like looking into getting like the upgraded form of the Kenbu, because they're also making that into a full mechanics kit?
We'll see. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
See how it goes. Like I said, the designs in this series are cool, but I'm not like that in love with them, I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I enjoy, you know, building them up and doing the review and everything, but as far as then like getting the other versions and stuff like that, it's not like as necessary to build them for reviews.
Yeah.
Just like to get the information out there for people. So then like that would be the kind of thing that would be more like optional for me. And if it's not like something that I really like, I've got a lot of other kits to build, so I have to kind of prioritize things that.
Yeah, I'm that dude.
So like, especially like, as far as just like doing the review as information for you guys. You know, you don't need me to review the kit just to show you guys a different head. The original review works, you know, totally fine, just to show what the kit's like and the accessories and articulation, all that good stuff, but doing another review. Well, that said, of like the Origin Zaku's, I think I've reviewed like 7 of those or something probably, so I don't know. It's because I like those kits a lot more, where these, you know, they're cool, they're fun, but I don't know.
What I'm looking forward to seeing, though we're probably not going to see it till like August, is the designs for the Witch from Mercury, the next Gundam series.
Well, you guys know what day is coming up this week, right? It's a big day coming up this week, and you might expect a very exciting new video. Just a little heads up for everybody who's watching in the stream right now. No guesses?
It'd be nice if you saw a trailer, I mean, or something, a teaser.
No.
I haven't really been paying attention too much.
No, it's nothing, nothing official. But let's just say you'll know it when you see it. I actually have a couple of more for fun videos. I mean, as you guys may have noticed recently, I've just been trying to catch up on a lot of reviews just because I have a very large stack here of stuff on this to-do list. But I do have some non-review videos coming up and a couple of very fun ideas for things that I'm working on. So, won't spoil anything, but they are related to like new upcoming releases from Bandai. Mike, how could you say that to me? In the chat, no. The 2.0 X, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what it might be. Who knows, you know? So I'm gonna take your guys' suggestion though and build it half and half. So one leg in clear and one leg not. Well, at least on the leg I can build it on half and half, but like the waist section also has a couple of clear parts, so obviously I can't do half and half on that, but where I can make it half and half. Do you guys ever build any of the I think it was like the 30th anniversary where they had the masquerade kits that came with clear parts in them? Any of you guys ever build one of those?
I had the chance to grab one, but I never did.
Yeah.
I think that was a bit before I actually started with Gunpla.
Well, if you ever go to Japan or something, they're still around. You can find them from time to time. You wouldn't be able to find them probably like on any like a normal retail site or anything, though.
Yeah.
I know like some people like collected them all, and it'd be interesting. I mean, if I was a collector, to which I guess I am, in a sense, but it would be interesting to actually collect them if that's what you were doing. But the only one that I ever just happened to have by happenstance, I don't think I bought it for that reason on purpose, but I had the 30th anniversary of the Ground Gundam. It was the Master Grade Ground Gundam was the one that I had. Didn't end up using the clear parts at all, and I actually hung on to them. I'm missing a part here. Hung on to them for if I ever decided I might want to use them for something, and of course never did. Because it's just like a set of clear. I don't remember which runner it was, but it's just a set of clear armor parts. Nothing too exciting. The Ground Gundam and like Easy 8 and Ground Gym, the 8th MS Team Masquerade kits are ones that I see a lot of people when like talking about which Masquerade kits should get 2.0s. I see those ones come up a lot. You guys ever built any of them? Would you say that you think that they need 2.0s or
I haven't had the chance to build any of them myself. Mainly because they're not exactly easy to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I think the Ground Gym looks fine, personally. I don't really think an update. Maybe just new hands, to be honest, that's really it.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe update some of the weapon stuff, like little like tabs so they can actually hold them securely. I think they look fine for the most part. I'd say the GP series desperately needs 2.0s though.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
really
definitely.
appreciate that.
Yeah, the GP series definitely would be much higher up on the list, in my opinion. It's been a long time since I built the Master Grade 8th MS Team kits, but like as far as I can remember, really not that bad. Pretty solid. And I think probably like when you're more of a beginner is probably when you're more likely to remember a bad kit. Whereas like if I were building them more recently, I would, and even if it's like, even if they're not that good, my opinion would be like, you know, not a bad kit. But whereas like when you're newer is when you're like, this kit sucks compared to, you know, other stuff that you're building that's much nicer, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I got that feeling with the 1.0 Master Grade Freedom. That was actually the first Master Grade model kit I ever built.
Yeah.
And even compared to the high grade kits I was building at the time, this was back when Build Fighters was new. It was disappointing even compared to some of the high grade kits.
Yeah. Right. So you know what I mean. Just real quick. Shout out to D'Angelo. That feels when Master Grade Zaku 1 2.0 never come in my lifetime. Oh, I know, that's another one. Yeah, the Zaku 1, I don't know why that one has not yet ever gotten a kit, but anyway. Yeah, the 8th MST Masquerade kits though, I mean, like, obviously not as good. If they remade them, like with the 2.0 Gundam inner frame, like with like the Gym Sniper 2 that just came out a few years back, they could definitely benefit from that. Which I think would be a good fit. They wouldn't necessarily need to make an entirely new frame, just use the Gundam 2.0 frame.
Definitely. And if they did that, they could also get a whole bunch of variants too. Like,
Sure.
they could do a new Gym Sniper, the Slave Wraith,
Yeah.
a few others.
Yeah, so I don't think necessarily really needs a 2.0 all that much, but and I don't remember now suddenly why I suddenly thought of that and brought it up. There was something that made me think of that. I don't know why. Were we talking about something about the ground Gundam or something?
Maybe someone brought something up in chat.
No, I don't know. Anyway. Whatever the case is. Yeah. They wouldn't be that high up on the list, but it would be nice. Where did... I think I misplaced a piece that's supposed to go on the back skirt here. Maybe this one there. No, that's not it. It should be yellow, right?
Oh yeah, quick question. How do you feel about Bandai like kind of doing just like more of these like random like high grade like robot kits from like other series? Like I know they're doing like high grade Dragonar, they're doing like high grade Kokias with events on Albion. Like are those things like you're like particularly excited about or?
Yeah, not that much for me personally. I was noticing that though, definitely, that like, cause Bandai is making some more of those, more like kind of super robot type stuff. And also, Motoroid, like Max Factory is making a bunch, but they've kind of always been, that's always been kind of a niche that they try to fill, because I think like, you know, like Gundam type stuff and other sci-fi mecha stuff like Kotobuki and Bandai probably like have a good control over a lot of that stuff. So like Max Factory, you know, just to try to find something different to make that would be popular. They've always kind of made super robot stuff, I feel like, for that, but it does seem to be like a lot of the companies are making more than usual of that kind of super robot type kits like you're talking about these days. I didn't know if that's like, maybe it's just I'm noticing it more, or if it really is more than it used to be. I mean, as far as me personally, I don't really like that kind of stuff, so it's not that exciting for me. I don't really know a lot of it. It's like a lot of that stuff that's coming out, like I'm just not familiar with it, just because it's not my my taste. Call me uncultured, I guess, but just yeah, different taste from what I'm into as far as like my mecha models go. But I mean, so there's pros and cons. I mean, on the plus side, at least for me, in what I do, it kind of allows me to, you know, pass on more stuff that, you know, allows me to catch up, you know, building and reviewing other kits if there's some other ones coming out that are like easy passes for me that I'm not interested in at all. I have to, some stuff I just kind of, even if I'm not that interested, I kind of feel like I should probably review it because it's going to be a, you know, popular kit. People are going to want to see about it. But for the most part, I don't really have to do that. So, let me see. Now, this, why do I have leftover pieces? This is that non-clear part. But I don't know. There's some interesting ones coming out, like even the GaoGaiGar RG kit. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be an awesome kit, and it's just kind of one of those with the, I don't know, with the last few RG kits, I've just kind of had the feeling that like I don't really even need to review them. I mean, I know they're going to be good, and
Yeah,
you pretty much know exactly what to expect with them. Like the Hainu, didn't really feel the need really to review that. I mean, you could see pretty easily, but you know, it's still good for people to see, and people still like seeing the reviews, you know, just to hear my opinion and see the features and stuff. But on kits like that, the problem from my end with a lot of those kits like that is there's a lot to cover in a review, and Bandai's getting so good, especially in the RG line, at packing so much like different articulation gimmicks and stuff of little bits that are supposed to move. Like, I almost didn't cover at all going over the articulation of the hip section of the RG Hainu, because it's such a complicated like transformation to transfer like the hip section of that, how it like moves down. It's like a 10-step process to get like a little bit more articulation forward out of the hips of that, and it's so annoying to do, and like I just felt like it's such a waste of time for me to even do it. But I knew if I didn't at least attempt it in the review, somebody would be like, you totally forgot about the hip articulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I have to try to cover as much as I can, but there's so much in those kits now.
Oh yeah. No.
There's a lot to cover.
I mean, even with the GaoGaiGar on another
Yeah.
Discord server I'm in, there's a bunch of folks who are really excited about it, and it's apparently going to have like the full transformation that it did in the series that it's from.
Yeah. Yes, that's going to be another one that's going to be a real pain to even try to review that, because there's just so much going on.
Why didn't you do all the forms, dude? Hello?
Yeah.
Missing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that, dude.
Well, I'm not. I might not be reviewing that one. We'll see. But I have been surprised at a little bit, at least. Like, you know, a kit like that, there would never be any doubt in my mind that it would be popular in Japan, because I know like Bandai's got their finger on the pulse, you know, well enough to know what's going to be popular in Japan. So if they're making it, I know it's going to be popular at least in Japan. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised, just based on what I've seen of how much people are hyped for it, just outside of Japan, at least in like the English-speaking internet
Yeah.
Mecha Plamo world.
It's one of the most popular like older Super Robot shows, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's part of like the Breakage series, and like that one is probably it's probably the most recognizable one. Like I know people who are like into it who prefer like other stuff from that series, but GaoGaiGar is probably the most like recognizable one of all of them.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I tell you guys, I think probably every time I've built a Kyokai Senki kit, I always put this piece in backwards. I did it on all of the HG kits, I'm pretty sure, and I just did it on this one as well.
Dude.
This little piston part that goes in the chest is supposed to go one way, but I always put it in backwards, so then like when I'm going to put it into like the torso section, I'm realizing, oh wait, that's going the wrong way. Annoying. It's got the little tick in the manual to make sure you pay attention to the direction of the part, but still happens every time. Like that. I don't know. There's a lot of Bandai's really expanding to, and they have been doing this for a while, so it's not really necessarily anything new. But yeah, just expanding to a lot of different properties. But I don't know if it's really, you know, good or bad. I feel like for them as a business, you know, it must be working out well enough that they're doing it, and I'm sure they're making money, so. But at the same time, I'm sure you guys have also probably noticed that just in terms of like Gundam models, there's just not much going on lately. And the big thing is just because they don't have a series going on at the moment, really. Without
that is going to change this October.
Yeah, without a series, like without an ongoing popular series, there's always going to be, you know, it's always going to be a little bit quieter on that end, and just kind of things coming out here and there. Like we had 2 new 1.5 master grades just come out with the Dom and Rick Dom, but you know, especially with those just being 1.5s, and you can't expect to have too much hype around that.
Yeah. I kind of see them kind of just the same kit too, mostly retooled.
I mean, I'm tempted to get at least one of them because they're something that I never got before, and I do actually quite like the Dom's design.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I mentioned. Like I said, that's the next review that I have coming out, so I was just recording that this morning. And that's exactly what I mentioned in the review, was that, yeah, if you've not ever built one of them before, it is a really good opportunity that you should definitely pick up one of them, because they are really nice kits. The only question is, like, if you already have like an old 1.0 Rick Dom, is it really worth buying the 2.0? Then in that case I would say, you know, probably not, because realistically it's not that much changed about it that would warrant buying a whole new one. But if you've never built one of the old ones, you know, or maybe you had the old Dom and now you want like the Rick Dom so you can get the beam bazooka as well, then it's worth it. There's nice differences between the two, but I could totally understand people, you know, passing on this MG release, definitely. Yeah, personally though, I really like the kit, so I enjoyed it. It is a really nice MG. Even the old one still holds up quite well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think I still prefer the 2.0 hands personally. I just like the look of them better.
Which one?
I still prefer like 2.0 hands. Personally,
Oh.
I just like the rounder aesthetic, I guess, for them.
Rather than the old hands that came with the original 1.0?
Oh, it's funny enough, actually. The 1.0 hands actually are really close to 2.0 hands.
Yeah. I was actually kind of surprised that they changed the included hands, because it's not that much different between the old ones and the new ones.
Yeah. Maybe it's just personal bias, though. Like, I haven't really had any good experiences with the 3.0 hands, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, honestly, yeah, that's one of the things that makes the 1.0 still hold up so well, is because, like, just having those fully articulated hands included in a kit that's from like 1999 is pretty impressive. So I think, but I guess they weren't fully articulated in that they didn't have, like, I think the fingers just had 2 joints instead of 3 in each finger, but like, you know, it's a small gripe. But no, I still prefer fixed pose hands though, so I wish that the new 1.5 release would have had the option of a set of fixed pose hands included also. But what can you do?
I personally prefer either fixed pose, like you said, or the swappable finger hands. While they're not great, they hold larger weapons better than the 2.0 hands do. I've had no end of trouble with the 2.0 hands with kits that I've gotten, with the little tab in the palm just not holding things.
If you're not careful, I mean, as long as you're careful, it should be fine. But if you're not careful, the fold-out tab can easily get broken.
I don't really like the 3.0 hands either, in all honesty. Which is interesting because I did just about 2 weeks ago build the 3.0 Gundam, the Gundam base colors version, which looks really nice, might I add.
Kind of difficult to see what's going on with Bandai's illustration here. The other kit that I was, speaking of Super Robot kits, I did build up the Altyson HG kit, And I think I shared a picture with you guys on Discord. I don't know if you guys saw it. I think I just took a quick picture after I'd finished putting it together. But it's really cool. I like that design. I mean, there's certain designs. I think the ones I would gravitate more towards, obviously, going to be the ones that are, you know, a little bit more Gundam-esque and not that super robot-y. So I do like that one, and so that's in my review queue. I think I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 kits that are built that I have yet to review. 2 kits that the review is recorded and I just have to finish the editing, and then about 25 that are not built yet. If I'm just gonna guess looking at my stack over there, but so there's a lot to do, but
That's quite imposing.
yeah, I can't complain, right?
Yeah. True.
Definitely can't complain. And if I get on here and start complaining about all these kits I have to build for my work, to make a living, building plastic model kits. What an unfortunate life. I can say that it has been nice that just like normal life, like at home, is like starting to settle down a little bit now. That's kind of like why I'm able to just kind of start making some progress, getting videos out more regularly again, live streaming and stuff. So things should start to normalize a little bit as I'm kind of started to get caught up on things.
Yeah,
But
that's not good to hear.
it's been crazy. It's been a crazy few months. We're still not there yet at all to like being completely settled in, but you know, sort of getting there. I think like the main thing still holding us up would be like our floor is still not finished, which is like a big problem. Like everything, you know, it's the floor, so like you can't really do anything comfortably like without a floor. And our floor not being finished is certainly a pain.
Are there like sections of it done and then just like empty parts, or is it kind of like...
No, it's all done, but we want it to be redone because we're not happy with the work that the company did. Basically what it was the original floor was like half carpet and half tile, and we had them tear all of that up to put in vinyl plank. And the like on the areas where it was carpet before is fine because carpet, and like the carpet's just basically just laid out on top of the like a cement slab.
Yeah.
But for the tile, there's like the grout and everything, so when they take that up, they need to like really, it takes a lot more work to get like the slab flat. Just grinding down the grout and stuff like that from underneath where the tile was and getting it all really level, because otherwise then you'll have like hollow gaps or like raised areas too, which are not like as noticeable, I'll admit, but there are a couple of areas that are raised that I've found. But there's a lot of areas where there's like hollow gaps, so just like walking around on the floor you can like hear a gap between the plank and the cement, which is what we told them from the start that we did not want in the floor. And they're like, oh no, it'll be this material. There's like on the underside of the vinyl plank, there's like a kind of foam material, and it depends on the brand. Some brands use cork and some brands use like foam, like a liner on the bottom side of it. And They're like, no, it should, you know, the concrete will be flattened, and they'll use like self-leveler to fill in areas where like it's dipped or anything like that. And you know, we were told that we shouldn't hear that sound because like when we were house hunting, we'd been around visiting a bunch of houses, and we'd been in houses where it was like that, and you can tell like it was like a flip job house where the house had been bought by somebody and they just had a bunch of work done on it just real fast and cheap just to flip the house because of the current market.
Yeah.
And you could tell like the floor was done like real shoddily, because like we'd go into a house that we're looking at and like walking around, you can just hear this like clack 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 when you're walking on the floor because the floor is not like put in well. So when we were looking to get that done in our house, and like we were at the flooring store like shopping around, we're like, we want to choose a material that is definitely not going to do that because we've been in a bunch of houses and we really hate that sound. So
Yeah.
they told us it wouldn't, and then it does. So but they're now that like after it's done, I've been like complaining about it, they just keep telling me, oh look, we've been doing this for a long time and it's done right, you know, and it's just gonna have that sound. I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't want that sound. It's a whole big mess, but I don't know. So at the moment we're basically at the stage where they're insisting it's done right, I'm insisting that it's not done right. So we were getting a independent inspector to come out and look at it. That way it's somebody that's should hopefully be non-biased, and then they'll look at it and just say if it was done correctly or not, because there's a number of things that just like make it seem pretty obvious to me that it was just done quickly and they just didn't do a good job on it. But we'll see. Hopefully the inspector will agree with us and get them to redo the floor, because it ain't cheap, and that's why they don't want to redo it.
Yeah.
But
also, like at the end of the day, like it's your house, like you know, you're gonna be living with it.
right, of course. And like I have had like the good advantage of that my mom is in the same business, just not here in town, up in the Midwest where I'm from. So like she's in the same business and she knows like how stuff is supposed to work and like how they are supposed to be working with me to try to solve the problem, and like just how kind of shit they've been with like trying to resolve the problem for me. Basically just like refusing to do anything. But we'll see. In the meantime, they haven't got my they haven't been paid. So I'm not paying them until we figure something out. So, you know, they're still waiting on that too, so we'll see how it goes. It hasn't been fun to deal with though.
Yeah, best of luck with that.
We got some flooring redone in my house last year, and the folks that did it did a at least decent enough job. We thankfully don't have the issue that you're talking about, but some other areas they didn't do that well. So we are looking to get other flooring in the house replaced, and we're probably not going to go with them again.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, just getting work done. Oh, I'll just say these hands are really cool. How they've got the hands molded correctly. Like with the HG kits, they're either like half the wrong color or half wrong the other color. So it's nice that the hands are all molded in the correct colors. That's cool. Like fingerless gloves. But no, like between that work that we've had done and then like the painting work we had done as well, we had another person that we'd hired to remove wallpaper and do some like repainting and stuff in the house, and like kind of had a hard time with that as well, and just feels like in the future, like when we have more stuff to work on, because there's more stuff to work on in our house, but you know, we're just kind of taking it one thing at a time. But like, I'm just gonna be so hesitant to want to hire anyone to do anything, just because I feel like just everyone's just incompetent and nobody wants to do good work.
That's why you gotta put a lot of research into it. See whatever reviews you can find on the company that's doing it, and maybe even speak to some people who have actually gotten things done by them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's a pain, but...
I've got friends who live down in Florida, and they've experienced the same pain that you're currently experiencing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, even when, I mean, even something as simple as just like appliance delivery, we've had problems with that too. It's like a couple of dopes that came to like deliver our refrigerator it was just such a mess. It was such a joke. And like the appliance company here that we bought the appliances from, it's been like such a hassle to deal with them. It's been crazy. Fun times. It's not like there's some aspects of it that's like better than in Korea, like I don't want to say like haggling, but like just businesses and people like bending for the customers, you know, or like in like Korea, if like the company has a policy of X, you know, that's all they'll do. Like they won't, because like you would have to go to like somebody really high up to be able to change any rules or anything on anything. I don't know if I can really explain well without a better example, but like if a company has a policy of doing things one way, that's the only way it's gonna be done, unless you get like somebody really high up at the company. This is not gonna happen. Whereas here, like a manager, just like any manager of something, can like price adjust something for you or whatever, something along those lines. Jay said Florida is bad for shade tree contractors. My company's usually the one that comes in and fixes other people's BS. Drives me crazy. Yeah. I mean, no offense to you, but Jay, that's what the guy who did our painting for us, that's what he told me like a couple times before as well. Like he would tell me like how that happens to him too, because he doesn't only do painting but just kind of general like this and that, all kinds of different work, plumbing and installations and electric. That's not right. Anyway, electrical type work. Yeah, he said the same thing to me like a couple times, just because he was a very friendly guy, but just very kind of slow and unorganized in his work. Yeah, he said to me a number of times, like, yeah, we're always having to come in and you come to a job and you find out this and this was done wrong, and we end up having to kind of fix how stuff was done wrong before us. So yeah, I understand that definitely happens, but you know, if everybody's doing that, it's kind of difficult. MG Mark V versus MG Phasma Go. If I had to choose between the two, I would get another MG Mark V. But anyway. don't want to rant too long on the topic of my house problems. That's not very fun. But
Ooh, I put this part in backwards.
how are we doing on time too? Not too bad. I figured this kit, even though it's larger and, you know, sort of along the lines of an MG, sort of, I figured it would be a pretty quick build, and it does seem like it is going that way. I wonder if they are going to come out with an MG of this kit, because, oops, forgot this part in there. After the full mechanics Barbatos kit, I thought there's no way they're going to come out with an MG anytime soon, because they just released this full mechanics kit, and then releasing an MG would just basically kind of, then there's no reason for anyone to buy the full mechanics kit anymore. Or at that time it was just, not full mechanics, but just the, what were they calling it?
1 to 100.
Yeah, just the non-grade 100 scale Barbatos. But I was wrong, it really wasn't that long until they came out with the master grade. So I don't know, could be the same with this one. They could come out with a master grade of it.
Maybe. It'd be kind of cool to see.
I think it'd be very similar to the Barbatos, just in that, just the nature of the design. I think if they were to come out with a master grade, I think it would be very similar to the master grade Barbatos. In that it's like quite detailed and especially quite intricate in like the inner frame. So it could be cool. But probably depends on how popular the series is going. I have to imagine that there's probably somebody at Bandai who's at least been tasked with like starting work on like coming up with the designs for a master grade, and they're just kind of seeing how the series goes, and then if it's going well, you know, they'll push ahead with it, but if not, they'll just move on to other things. I don't know for sure if that's how things work there, but I would imagine it's something like that. Would really love to be able to visit the headquarters though. Sad. On Friday, did you guys see the post like on the USA Gundam Store social media with like the picnic outside, the photograph for the sale?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, Jay's gone, isn't he? I don't know if you saw that picture, but that was just while we were outside, and we were talking, reminiscing about how we'd not been able to go to Japan. Adam and I. We were supposed to go, not last year, year before. It would have been 2020. Before COVID happened, he and I were supposed to go over. I was going from Korea, of course, and Adam was going to go over from America. We were supposed to go for the Shizuoka Hobby Show and visit like the Bandai headquarters and everything. But thanks to COVID, that all fell through, and then haven't been able to go to Japan since then. Well, at least he nor I. Obviously, some people have. But it's very sad. Definitely missing it. Have you ever been?
I have not.
It's on the to-do list, eh?
My thing is, I need to get a full-time job before I can do that, because right now I'm still trying to, well, get that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I'm working part-time at Best Buy to just make payments on my student loans while I'm trying to get a programming job.
Now, I don't know how easy it is to do nowadays, but like, it's kind of it wasn't intentional, but going like overseas, moving to Korea and teaching, ended up being a really good way to pay off my student loans. That was not even in my thinking as to like the reasoning for going over, but it just worked out that way. I like the...
At the very least, for me, they're not that bad.
That's good.
I'm just basically doing like $200 from each paycheck, and even then, that's more than I need to do. And I'm perfectly okay with doing that because I still live at home with my dad.
Yeah. That's weird. Looking at this kit, maybe it's just the position of it, but the neck seems rather long and thin. Looks kind of weird. See if I can notice that in the photos. Yeah, it does kind of look like that in the photos too. Didn't really notice. Makes for a very wide range of head articulation, but it's got a little bit of a pencil neck going on there. Anyway. Yeah, no, in my case, just worked out. Living in Korea is a very, especially when I was, 22, 23 and so on, before getting married and before having a family and everything, when it was just me, it was a very conducive environment for paying off my loans relatively quickly. It's a cheap cost of living, not much expenses there, so it was good. So I actually was able to get my loans paid off pretty well, and I had a fair amount from my school, so that was good. And I was able to do that. Paying more on your loans than your minimum required payment is always a good thing. Get that principal down as much as you can. Yeah.
Yep. I'm doing with this about $100 more than my minimum payment on my student loans.
Yeah, nice.
And I honestly could be doing more if I didn't waste so much money on gun club.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's how it goes. You can't completely cut yourself off from the things that you enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was nice. It was really nice for quite a number of years. Well, I guess like we had our car that we were paying off, but to be basically debt-free for a while was really nice. Now that we've moved back and bought a house and everything, that's out the window, but something to look forward to maybe someday in the future.
Best of luck to you, man.
Yeah,
Best of luck to
that's
you.
okay. That's how it goes. This rifle is very detailed. Very cool design and super detailed. I feel like there's a reason why they put it, well, not on this one. It was on a different image I had seen. Maybe this one. This was the image that I used for the thumbnail for the live stream too. It's like, this image is a great picture of the kit because it puts the rifle right front and center, which I feel like is the most detailed part of the kit. And then we've got our sword. Here. A whole generation of indebted people. Actually, even though I said that living in Korea was a good environment for me to pay off my student loans, actually, Korea is like one of the highest in terms of like credit card debt. I don't know what's the right word anyway, for just national average, I guess. National average of credit card debt that people have, Korea is really high compared to other countries, so it is a problem for a lot of people, but it wasn't for me, so.
The other thing is the reason why I don't have a credit card. I'd rather not spend money I potentially don't have and instead just focus on money that I do have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I always watch my bank account like a hawk whenever I'm buying things, so that I know exactly how much I have.
Yeah. Rifle, backpack. What do we have left here? Is this part, which is for the unarmored shoulder, and this guy. Just last couple things here. Almost done. Let's see. Oh no, wait, this is two separate things. The blade shield, non-retractable blade. Z said, take it from me, don't go to an expensive art university for 2 semesters just to realize you hate it. I went to an expensive art university for 4 years. I didn't hate it, but I definitely had a lot of debt.
I went to state school here in New York for computer science for 4 years, and I nearly went insane on numerous occasions, but I also love programming, so yeah.
Well, so long as you learned some things, I think, you know.
I did. But yeah, no, honestly, as far as programming goes, this is something I've never felt more about it, and that's, it's only something that you can really do if you're cool with suffering while you do it. Because fixing your code is going to drive you insane.
Sure, I get what you mean. Oh, missed a couple of nubs on this one. The, what's this weapon called? Superheated vibrating combat claws. Was not really, you know, that impressive of an accessory in HG form. It's the accessory that came with the truck. But this one, this full mechanics version is really nice, I gotta say. It's pretty cool. Maybe it's just because the blades are a bit more impressive, being in a larger size and like actually looking sharp. Now it's like on like HG kind of stuff, you know, the blades never really look that sharp, but it's a lot more cool looking as a full mechanics accessory here. Looks nice. There you go.
Well, I'm sat here putting together the high-grade Gremory, and it's actually one of the better-looking high-grade Gundam frame kits I've seen.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
I'm really liking it, and I'm honestly very much looking forward to the high-grade Asmodeus, because I quite like that design. It's not for everyone, but I personally do like it.
There's some cool stuff coming out. You know, I just noticed too, I was kind of noticing this before, but there's actually multiple different finishes molded on the rifle, and it's going to be kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can show this. To mess with the camera a little bit. Ooh. Focus. Here, can you guys see that? The grip there is a more rough texture compared to the main body, which is more smooth, different finish. And then at the back end as well, this part is more rough, and the main body smooth, rough. So that's interesting, and the handle as well. So we've seen that where Bandai will mold like entire parts with like different kind of finish, but this is the first time I think that I've ever noticed that like multiple finishes on the same part. That's interesting. Pretty cool. I wonder if there's probably some mention of that in the information sections, which I don't really ever read. Recreation of the elevating gimmick, leg structure, sole design, arm structure, power lamps. That's not about the weapons. Let's see. Portable. Is that it? The 60mm portable autocannon? Portable heavy firearm, rapid fire, 60mm combustible cartridge case ammunition. Well, not really any mention about the finish of it, but anyway, there you have it. Lots of accessories, lots of detail, better ingredients, better pizza. Full mechanics. Alright, there you go, guys. And all of your power lamp stickers, which again I'm going to leave off until the kit is actually painted, which who knows when that'll happen, but I do want to be able to actually use them on the painted kit. Why does this have grip? Yeah, it's got actual like kind of grip on the grip. Interesting. So that's it for today's live stream. We won't have any more live builds this week, but next week we'll see. I got a couple of things in the queue. What might be good? We'll see. I'll see what I got in the queue and let you guys know what might be the live build for next week, but we'll try to do at least one a week now that, like I said, things kind of settling down a little bit. Normalizing here on my end. But let's see. Thanks, Silver, for hanging out in the Discord chat too.
No problem.
Mafiu was there, and Jay, who's left. But for those of you guys who are interested in joining the Discord, that is a part of my Patreon benefits rewards. So just thank you to those guys as well, just for being Patreon supporters. And if anyone's interested in joining, the link is below. That's how you can get access to that too. So one of the things that I've been wanting to do with you guys is doing more live chat opportunities like this. So I think just during live streams is a good chance for us to do it. To hang out for a little bit. Normally when I'm like just like building something or something like that, I'm always like multitasking, doing other things, so it's kind of hard to focus on doing that. But at least like doing live streams, I can just focus on the build and just talk. It's easy, right? Alright.
What I typically do when I'm putting model kits together is I'll put on either some music or some anime that I'm rewatching in the background.
Sure. So it all works out. Anyway, guys, so that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Until next time, we got some more reviews on the way and some other fun non-review fun videos coming up as well that I'll be working on for you guys later this week. But I will be not in the office Thursday and Friday though, so it might be a couple things maybe not coming out. Something came up, kind of family emergency thing, so we'll see. Until next week, bye guys.